Hey guys, welcome back to DeFi Degens Drip for Poverty, where on this channel our mission is to help you find financial freedom through crypto assets and in turn empower the impoverished. If you like that mission, you resonate with that vision, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss another video. And in today's video, we're covering why the price of drip keeps falling. And you can you've seen that already. If not, we can take a look at that and see for ourselves where the price of drip is at. And look at this, guys. It does not look good. This is by no means a healthy chart. So we were at an all-time high on January 26th of about $167. And then we've just seen continuous down, a little bit of price action here, and then dumped again. And now we're sitting all the way down here at about $116. So that definitely doesn't look good. But what can you do when you see that, right? Well, the solution is quite simple. All you need to do is zoom out. When you zoom out, take a look at drip over time, you will notice that screener doesn't start from where it got started, but you'll notice that this is a healthy correction. We had a downtrend here from August 9th all the way down to September 27th. Then it went back up, then it traded sideways for a bit, then it shot, and then it went down again, and then we're doing the same thing here. But most importantly, what are the markets doing? So when you look at the markets as a whole, everything is in the red. Like there's a few stragglers out here. Stablecoin doesn't count. Avalanche had a good pump, 5%. That's no stablecoin. Everything, look at that. Like the top 50 cryptos are just in the red. Very, very few positive movements. Why? Well, we look at the global macroeconomic things that are going on. We have the whole tension between Russia and the Ukraine, right? Also, we have the protests in Canada with the truckers and the COVID shots and stuff. And so that will naturally cause a huge spiral in risk assets. So remember, cryptocurrency is a risk asset. So people, when they see stuff like this, what do? They take their money out of these risk assets and they put them into things that they think is more stable. And that could be fiat currency, or if they're still in delusion, you know, fiat currency, bonds and stuff like that. But you have to just kind of zoom out and pay attention to the macro play and see how things are going. But the cool thing about drip is that no matter what, this actually helps sustainability, because everyone that's invested in the project, if there is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, good old FUD, we can't take all our money out. You can only take out the 1% you claim each day. So actually, drip helps to stabilize in the down or the bear markets, because you can't actually remove the capital that we put in. So if you put in 100 grand here, it's locked up. You're getting 1% of that. So you get $1,000 a day paid out. So it helps this volatility in the market over time, which is why I think we see stuff like this. So in these downtrends, which this was when Bitcoin dropped as well in the beginning of January, people probably were not hydrating, they were claiming. And then there was some positive movement when he announced the animal farm and stuff like that. Then it went back up. So I think what we see in the chart is the typical downtrends that happen in the macro plays, but it's mitigated because once you're in, you cannot remove that. The contract is locked, immutable on the blockchain. It's done. And remember, guys, that drip is a super small market cap, $11 million. It still has so much room to grow. So we're still in the very, very beginning of this game, and Forex has tons of use cases. It hasn't even announced the partnership yet. So I think we will continue to see some downward price movement that will be reflected from the global macro environment, macroeconomics going on. And then when Bitcoin pumps, then we can definitely see that this will probably start to pump as well. But also, as we already see, it's decoupled from the typical Bitcoin environment. So this 5% and then we're only looking at in 5 days. Where are we at? 5 days on drip. Probably a little more, maybe like 10%. Yeah. But either way, the point is that you cannot pull out all of your capital. So that allows the platform to sustain itself and keeps the stability in the platform, and avoids people, making a rush and panic selling. And remember, like, the money is made in the bear market when you get in. So you got to look at this as being an opportunity, again, not financial advice, of course, as an opportunity to accumulate more drip tokens. If you're dollar cost averaging in the drip, then you're actually in a good spot here because of the price action going on. So if that be the case, then you should start to look at it as, what can you do to increase your overall portfolio size and grow your capital? So that when this does go back up and he starts to make other partnerships and announcements, you'll be in a better position to capitalize on it. So again, yes, the price of drip is down, but even if you had have gotten in, I did this calculation the other day, or just earlier today. So if you had gotten in at the top at $166.56, and you got in on January 26th, that's when it was an all-time high, and you would have held or hydrated, but it was losing. I put this in at 1.3% per day. That takes us here to February 20th, today. The price of drip is just under this. So by tomorrow, I'll be right. I couldn't get the exact numbers, but you would only be down $16 versus if you actually were holding a token that had dropped. What is the actual price of that? 166 divided by 116. Oops, 116 divided by 166. So it's dropped 31%. So you would actually have lost 31%, whereas now you've only lost about 10% just by holding the token. So your current price of drip in your wallet, it's about $150. If you still not dollar cost average, just had it bought one time and continued to hold all the way up until this point and did nothing else. Whereas if you had bought Bitcoin or something like that, you would have a 31% loss. If you had bought the token and not sold. Bitcoin itself, I don't know what that's dropped from January. Let's see. Could have gone up or down since then. Let's take a look and see where that was at. January 26th. So you could have made a little money on Bitcoin. It's at an all-time low, so it's at 38K. 39. Yeah, barely up. But the point being, if you're just holding coins and tokens, then you're more susceptible to the market swings because you're trying to time it to where you can actually get out above the position you entered in. Whereas at least with drip, you're getting paid 1% daily. So don't buy into the FUD, trust the contract, trust the stability of the platform, that it's been around for a while, that Forex does know what he's doing. Again, there's, like I plan to do, be healthy, optimistically skeptical. That's the word I use, because we don't know what's going to happen in the long term, but there is a lot of room to grow with a $11 million market cap. That's insane. So yeah, let's just hope for the best. And when all this stuff clears up as well, we should see some positive momentum going in the right direction. So hope that helps, guys. When in doubt, zoom out, like they always say, and don't buy into the FUD. Just only risk capital you can afford to lose. And that's one thing to let you know. If you're afraid and you want to get out, then you probably put up too much capital that you couldn't afford in the first place. So if your position has you making panic sells, panic buys, you're FOMOing in, you're fudding out, then you're probably going in with way too much capital. So find an entry point with an amount that you are not as susceptible to any of these macro plays, and you're like, you can hold for the long term, or you're in it for the long term play, like with drip. You want to get to your 365% payout, and that should be sustainable if you have an amount of capital that doesn't have you taking panic sells and buys and things of that nature. So take that with a grain of salt, guys. Zoom out, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you.